People think the forest is dangerous because something might be hiding in it. Animals, strangers, things waiting in the dark. But sometimes the forest itself feels like it wants you gone. This story was shared by someone who says he and two friends were hiking through old timber country when trees began falling around them one by one, with no wind at all. Welcome to Tales Beyond the Flame. It happened in late spring. Three friends planned a full-day hike through a reserve built around abandoned logging roads and regrowth forest. The area was known for steep ridges, old machinery ruins, and massive eucalyptus stands. Nothing supernatural, nothing notorious, just rough country with long, quiet stretches and a few visitors. They started early. The weather was perfect, cool air, blue sky, barely any breeze. By midday they had covered several kilometers and stopped for lunch near a rusted cable winch left from old logging days. The place felt strangely silent. No birds, no insects, only occasional cracking sounds somewhere deep in timber. They assumed branches settling in the heat. After lunch, they continued north along a narrow trail running through tall, straight trees. That was when the first one fell. No warning, no groaning lean, no storm gust. Just a sudden explosive crack behind them, followed by the crash of a medium-sized tree slamming across the track they had walked moments earlier. All three spun around. Dust and leaves hung in the air. The trunk blocked the trail completely. They stood staring. Healthy bark, green crown, no obvious rot, no strong wind. One friend laughed nervously and said lucky timing. They climbed over and kept moving. 10 minutes later, another tree fell, this one ahead of them. It snapped halfway up and crashed across the path, forcing them backward. Again there had been almost no warning. Only one loud crack and then impact. Now no one laughed. They checked the canopy, still calm, branches barely moving. The forest felt heavy and motionless. They debated turning around. But one trail map showed a management road not far ahead that would loop them out faster than backtracking through blocked track. So they kept going. The third fall came from the side. A dead trunk slammed into brush only meters away, showering bark across them. All three ran instinctively. When they stopped, breathing hard, one friend said what everyone was thinking. It felt targeted. Impossible, but targeted. Whenever they moved, something dropped near where they had just been, or where they were about to step. They began hearing cracks before each fall. Short, sharp. Not the long strain of trees bending naturally. More like single impacts. Then they found axe marks. Fresh cuts low on one trunk beside the trail. Clean wedges exposing pale wood. Someone had been weakening trees. The sight of those cuts changed everything. This was no random hazard. Someone had prepared traps, and someone might still be nearby. They stopped speaking loudly at once. Every sound suddenly mattered. They moved faster toward the management road marked on the map. As they walked, more signs appeared. Shaved bark, part-cut saplings pushed aside, boot prints in damp soil crossing the trail repeatedly, not old prints, sharp edges, recent. Then came another crack. A tall sapling whipped downward from above like a spear and struck the ground where the lead hiker had been seconds earlier. It had been bent back and tied with wire. He froze, staring at it. Human-made, deliberate. They broke into a run. Branches tore at their arms. Packs bounced loose. Behind them, two heavy crashes sounded in quick succession. Whether trees falling or something else, none of them looked back. They reached a fork where the map should have shown the road. Instead, there were 2 overgrown tracks and no signage. Then from uphill came the sound of metal hitting wood. 1 strike, pause, another strike, an axe. They backed away slowly. The strike stopped. Then footsteps began descending through leaves, not rushed, measured, coming toward them. They took the left track and ran hard downhill. After several minutes, they burst onto gravel. The management road, wide enough for vehicles, open enough to see distance. They turned right at random and kept moving. Soon they heard an engine, an old Ranger utility vehicle approaching around the bend. They flagged it desperately. The Ranger stopped immediately after seeing their condition. Scratches, mud, panic. They explained everything at once. He listened, face tightening, then told them to get in. As they drove back, he radioed another unit and asked if anyone had permits active in the north sector. No response for several minutes, then static, then negative. No approved workers, no logging crews, no maintenance teams. No one should have been there. Police and staff searched the area the next day. They found multiple partially cut trees near walking tracks, several wire-sprung sapling traps, fresh boot prints, and drag marks leading away from one hidden camp deeper in scrub. The camp itself had been abandoned before officers arrived. No person found. Only food tins, rope, a sharpening stone, and old newspaper used as bedding. Authorities closed the northern trails for weeks. No arrests were announced. Locals later claimed a former timber worker had been living illegally in the reserve for years, becoming hostile toward hikers crossing his land. Others said it was more than one person. The 3 friends never returned. One of them still says the most disturbing part was not the falling trees. It was something they noticed only afterward in a photo taken during lunch. Behind them, carved into the rusted winch in fresh wood dust, were 3 words they had missed entirely. Turn back now, which meant whoever set the traps had already seen them hours earlier and given them a chance to leave. Before tonight's story ends, I want to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video and want more dark mysteries, creepy encounters, and unsettling stories like this one, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next upload. And if there's a type of story you'd like to hear next, leave a comment below. Whether it's true horror, missing person cases, cryptid encounters, park ranger stories, strange rules stories, haunted locations, or something completely different, I read your suggestions. Your comments help shape future videos on this channel. So subscribe, leave your idea below, and I might turn it into the next story told here, Beyond the Flame.